Hello, welcome everybody. I am coming to you today just with some cards and inspiration and reflection. We do have a lot of planets that are retrograde, and I noticed on the chart when I pulled it up, the only two planets that are not retrograde at the moment are Venus, our feminine energy, our receptive energy, and Mars, our masculine, physical, assertiveness, action. The rest of all the planets, including Chiron, the wounded healer, is retrograde. So I just found it fascinating. I'm definitely doing a lot of inner reflection. No real, theme for the day. Just inner reflection that I wanted to come on and share with everybody. And I was reflecting just before I pushed play on how difficult it is to wake up from the slumber. And it's not the difficult part that is the awakening, but it's usually all of the illusions, all of the lies that we've been living and not even, perhaps knowing it, most of the time not knowing it. And then not to mention, most people's awakening comes from some sort of trauma, some sort of betrayal, right? We have the South Node in Scorpio. A lot of reflection on that, a lot of healing of emotional abandonment, even if it was us emotionally abandoning ourselves. So I guess I'll have to keep this really short because it looks like my phone needs to be cleared out again for space. It's giving me a timer on only 28 minutes to record. So that kind of puts that restrictive energy, right? Saturn square Uranus that's been ongoing. The Uranus with the North Node, a lot of changes, a lot of body changes, squaring up to the restrictive Saturn energy that many of us, even if you don't know astrology, are witnessing and feeling, and, a lot of polarity that's coming to the surface. But ultimately, being the optimistic rising Sagittarius that I am, I'm hoping in our lifetime that we get to see the changes of the collective, a little better than what we have. More of a coming together as we walk our way into the Aquarian energy, to where collective energy is more respected, revered, even with bringing forth our unique expressions, right? Uranus in Aquarius energy, reflecting on your individuality, but yet being able to come together. I was also reflecting on, over the last couple of years, I know we have had more people wake up. And it's not our job to wake them up, right? But I think it's going to take something earthly, globally, not just the pandemic that we've been in, but maybe more of the revealing of the deception that goes along with that. More of an awareness, and for me, I see it, but not everybody does, the issue with what comes when people start getting censored or their voices start getting silenced, and seeing why that's a problem, and that it influences and impacts everybody, not just, the duality of my way, my belief system, your belief system. Before the nodes moved into Taurus Scorpio, they were in Gemini Sagittarius. And we were supposed to be, dropping our belief systems, kind of like the Fool card, having a beginner's mind. And then always with the Uranus energy, expecting sudden changes and shifts. And it's hard sometimes. We have a lot of earth energy right now, so a lot of us are finally getting present in our bodies. We're also witnessing a lot of earth changes, which, the agenda of climate change, but yet they don't talk about the geoengineering or the GMO modified food or the GMO modified insects they're releasing, even bees, or any of the pesticides that have been sprayed on our earth. That influences everything, right? All the elements, the earth, the water, the air, the fire. And the fire comes in by, you spray chemicals into the atmosphere, it eventually gets to the earth, and then we have this heating of the planet in certain places, and it's scorching everything. Those chemicals are responding. and interacting with nature. It's freaking mind-boggling, right? And so I was reflecting on how alarming it is when you wake up. And it started in, of course, the roots. Sometimes we wake up and we realize, oh my God, my family's not really been harmonious. We've been living a lie. There's been a hierarchy or whatever. It always starts like in our immediate surroundings. And now globally, we're all supposed to be revealing and seeing the revelations that are taking place. It's alarming. It's definitely a process, and I don't feel like it's just going to get better overnight, maybe not even in this lifetime. And so how do we live with that? How do we do good for ourselves every day to be putting out good high energy, but yet still really embracing what we may be grieving as the dismantling phase is happening? I mean, I see it. It's heartbreaking. And then realizing that we've been living this life for probably lifetimes. And so how do we go forward to be, our better version of ourselves? And I know I've been with all this retrograde energy, and I have for quite some time been just really inner self-focused, because all of that out there can create such an issue with our own vibration, right? But we're dealing with this as a collective, and so that's why it's so topsy-turvy, and trying to do, radical self-care to help ourselves in each moment. So yeah, I thought it was quite interesting. I looked at the chart and I'm like, wow, all planets are retrograde except for 2 of the personal planets, which is our feminine and our masculine. How can we take this inner reflection time where we're with all the retrograde energy of review and reveal and revitalize and rethink and all of the redos that go along with that? And it's to me just brought up being open to receive, but yet being able to take action when need be, and being really self-focused on our own healing, on our own transformation. That's not comfortable, that's not, easy, and it's definitely not all airy-fairy, that's for dang sure. So God's presence is with me every time I ask, and so that was how I kind of woke up this morning. So we're just going to pull energy here for this retrograde energy. And we do have next week, the 22nd, the Equinox, where the sun enters Libra, right? So justice, balance, harmony, legal things. Venus rules Libra, the blade, 6. The blade is up right here, and it's like being able to know when it's time to take action, but also knowing that holding our energy accountable is important, because the blade can do harm, right? Let's read from 6. The blade represents sharpness of mind, body, and spirit. Pointing upward, it summons the power of heaven. When aimed down into the ground, it anchors the power of the heavens to earth. So it's asking us to connect with spirit every day, be present in our body. A lot of earth energy right now in the heavens, right? As above, so below. Asking us to anchor in that spiritual essence of ourselves in our body, be present in our body, ground. The blade can be a healing tool or a weapon. Wield it wisely and it will transmit power, bestow initiations, cut energetic cords from the past, and sever toxic relationships. Use it with anger and it will slash, stab, and kill. So again, reminder of looking at this Mars retrograde in Gemini. Why did that chart pull up that Mars? See, I didn't print out the chart, but Mars is in Gemini and it is retrograde. So why did my chart not say Mars was retrograde? Interesting. Maybe it wasn't on the right date. Okay, that's okay. Just go with it. So now is a time like community, a lot of anger coming up in community, perhaps siblings, maybe a lot of anger coming up through communication. So pay attention to that, because our tongue, our mind, our communication can be a weapon or it can be a blessing. So a lot of people right now are lashing out on others if they haven't done their inner work and have a, bird's eye view, staying a little higher than what we're being fueled of, the duality and the separation and all the things that are so age old of divide, separate, conquer. It's asking you to not buy into that, to watch your tongue, to watch your thoughts. Because again, this is a blessing when you're anchored in spirit and in your body and grounding that, but it also can be a weapon. That's powerful. Maybe my astrology chart that I looked at briefly before I came out, maybe it was on the wrong date, but Mars is retrograde, because I know all the astrologers I learned from have been talking about it. Or maybe it's not yet. Maybe it's there and it's going to go retrograde. I just know it's a long transit through Gemini. I believe about 7 months. So again, for the next 7 months, pay attention to short travel, neighbors, community. I went to my first board meeting last night for my township because I had some things and concerns I wanted to get involved with. And there were a lot of angry people in there because of injustices that are happening locally, a lack of respect for your neighbor, right? So Gemini, Mars and Gemini. So how is this coming up? When you woke up, did you go through that phase, or do you still have it surface of anger? Because I did. Like, what? The school systems, the government, big pharma, medical, traditional medical in the United States, all this deception, like pissed. How do you channel that energy? Speak it out in healthy ways. Share for anybody who has the ears and the eyes that want to see and want to learn, are open to shift their perspectives, right? A personal issue reaches resolution. It's a full moon in Cancer. So this could be just indicating that you're going to have an emotional breakthrough. There's something that perhaps has been coming up emotionally for you or I, that through this retrograde energy, we may find resolve to it. We may be just like, I'm done with this. I'm cutting the cord, like the blade said. I shouldn't have put that away yet. Cutting that energetic cord, emotional cord, wherever it may be that you need to cut it. It's showing through this retrograde energy that you do have the opportunity to resolve that issue emotionally. So that's beautiful. I love the blues in that. And again, with the blue coming up in this card, speaking clearly, making sure you're not sharp with your tongue where it's a weapon, but just being the healthy aspect of Mars energy and being assertive, knowing who you are, right? Yeah, I like that. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node. South Node is in Scorpio. So it's asking us to allow this emotional transformation and letting go of whatever that is. A lot of times with Scorpio, it is emotional abandonment, betrayal, vindictiveness, any of the low vibrations of Scorpio, where we're asking right now with the collective South Node being there to allow that resolve and don't allow it to hold you back. Make each moment a new moment, one step at a time. Letting go. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. So walking forward in your heart. Walking forward with love, compassion, but yet this knowingness of who you are, where you're not going to allow the shit of the past to hold you back. Remembering your divinity, like the blade said, anchor to spirit, be present in your body, ground that energy, knowing that you are a child of the divine, a child of the creator, the all high, the all knowing, the agape love, and having a confidence within you. Like, that's a great reminder for myself, because sometimes these energies get so intense. So what is the I am affirmation for all of this retrograde inner reflection time for the collective? I am breathing. So again, in your body, it is very intense. We have all of the cosmic energy, the AI, even our own transformation that's happening in our bodies, and then we have it happening in the collective. So remember this, I am breathing. I am breathing. Take deep, centering breaths throughout your day. I have to. It's a must for me. Like, I don't know what all's been transforming within me over the past couple years, but whatever it is seems so intense at times where you just feel like I'm so exhausted. So that's why radical self-care is so important. Make sure you're breathing, because when we're in that tension mode, we tend to hold our breaths. I do it. I can feel, this morning when I woke up, I had a lot of tension in my shoulders and whatnot. I'm going to pull one from the Archangel Oracle. I've been drawing these for myself just for inspiration. They've really been helpful for me to see what kind of support or reminder of the support that we have right now with us as the collective is really going through it. Like, we are really going through it. It's like we have our feet in two different worlds, One is very heartbreaking and disturbing, and the other one is like, those moments of bliss and peace and a reminder, like that confidence card of I'm a divine child of God. My purpose here is way bigger than what I may have imagined in the past. So, counselor. You're a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. So if you're tuned in today, you're an empath, a light worker, a way shower. You've been learning and healing from your life experiences. You have the opportunity to help others, to counsel others. And that could be just like I'm doing today, sharing. Somebody else out there may need to hear what I'm putting out there, what I've been feeling, what I've been healing, what I've been transforming, because the collective is really going through it right now. Archangel Azrael. Compassion. Soften your heart with respect to the situations and all the people involved, including yourself. This one's difficult for me, I won't lie. Because even I know it ain't about me or thee or whatever. But when you awaken and you see all the deception and these psychopaths that are trying to control all of us, it's very difficult. But what we're asked to do is still go into our compassion. We don't have to surround ourselves. We don't have to surrender to man's law. It's about universal God creator law, right? And love is the most powerful thing. I always say, I ask God, creator source, to help me have clarity of mind, peace of mind, good health, and balance in my body. Breathe, and compassion in my heart. I don't lack compassion. I never have. But I'm not a doormat, and neither should you be, to the things that are happening. Know when to speak up. Know when to hold your own. Speak up against lies. Speak up against deception, betrayal, all of that low vibration. Let's do one more. I am breathing. Sun in Virgo today, moon in Taurus. I was actually born with that. My birthday was last week. Wow. A lot of earth energy, so take care of your body. Do earthy things, plant something. Well, there is things you can plant in the fall, like garlic, which is very, very healthy for you. I just keep having that come up in my awareness through YouTube, and then a friend sharing it as well. The importance of taking in the natural earthly things that God created for us to heal our bodies. Big Pharma is going to go down. Moon cycles is the last card for this little update here. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations, and capitalize upon these cycles. I definitely do. We're obviously just this side of this huge, beautiful Pisces full moon that we had. A lot of, there's a lot of faded lines. You got to discern. You got to have great discernment and go into your inner divine, connecting with God, grounding in your body to know what is true for you, and to not be caught up into the fog, the deception. And with Neptune retrograde, again, a lot of that deception coming out, and more of that will continue to happen as we have the equinox, the sun moving into that Libra energy of justice. Yeah. Just a random share today. I'm so glad that you joined me. Let me know how your awakening happened, what it made you feel. A lot of the grieving, right? And as always, take very good care of yourself. I'm going to practice what I preach and do that for myself. It's a daily thing for me. And so if you're feeling a lot of exhaustion right now too, that's pretty common. We're really going through a lot of things. And so take good care of yourself. Much love to you. Shalom, shalom.